So we are live now. Gentlemen, good evening. I'm in office, sir, stand by. Today I have got a guest. He's a war veteran, war hero of Bangladesh Liberation War who fought in Sylhet area in Sector 5. Sir, I salute you and respect you first of all. Welcome, sir, to our show.
Thank you so much. Wonderful. After a long time.
Sir, basically this is part of our effort. We have been covering other sector too. Indians' point of view, like Indians war heroes, veteran how they fought Bangladesh war in different sectors, 11 sectors of Bangladesh. We covered sector 6 and other one sector. Today we are with sector 5, where you fought in Sylhet area. So thereby gradually we'll cover all the sectors hopefully. So today, sir, about you, first of all, I should tell my audience that you fought war with Sector 5 in Sylhet area, and you had been a lieutenant colonel that time. Let me show first few pictures of that area and your involvement, and then we'll go to discussion. It is your picture, and then it is the picture of 8th Mountain Division, where you are there. Yeah, you are there.
This is 59 Mountain Brigade. They will give the job to capture Sylhet.
Okay, there basically 8th Mountain Division it is showing. So next, it is the discussing plans for capture Sylhet on 14th December 71, where it is find Captain Bhatt, Major General Krishna Rao, then Jiaur Rahman, and then Brigadier Quinine, Major Lanning, and Lieutenant Colonel Raghubir Singh, yourself. Lieutenant Colonel Raghubir Singh, CO 9 Guards. It is you, sir. Am I correct, sir?
I am on the extreme right.
Okay, it is your
extreme right. On the
yes,
extreme,
sir.
The
This is one.
Major Ziaur Rahman.
Okay. Okay, got it. Next picture shows
say,
this.
Major Ziaur Rahman was under my command. Major Ziaur Rahman was under my command with his 1 EVR battalion when he came from Pakistan.
Okay, sir. Let me show the picture. Then I'll start discussion with you. These are the other pictures. And this is the picture, the recent picture that you visited Bangladesh. So I have finished showing the picture, and now I'll come to you to know your story, to know your involvement in Bangladesh Liberation War. Sir, first I'd like to know what was the area you started and why did you finish in Bangladesh during Liberation War?
Which are the areas? These were all the officers of 13 Punjab, Pakistan. The CO and his other officers all in khaki, and they had surrendered Sylhet. After surrender, this photograph was taken.
Okay, so tell us the story, sir. When did you start fighting battle in Sylhet area?
When did you enter Sylhet? Well, all I can say is, you see, Indian Army was successful, no doubt, but it was successful also due to the great help of the local population. They were very favorable, they were very helpful, and every now and then they gave the right information which was necessary for success in the army. So I would say I had a number of people, locals, who were very keenly helping us every time we needed any help. They provided us manpower. At one point, they provided 50 men to carry our baggage. And I remember an incident where we came across a small nala which had about a feet deep of water, 10 feet wide. The local population stopped me. I wondered why they stopped me. They lay down all the bricks and wooden planks to cover it, lest my feet get drenched. Well, that was very, very considerate of them. During war, you can always come across water deep, knee deep, and up to even half your this body is drenched sometimes. But there they were very sort of interested and very keen lest our feet get wet. So make sure they didn't allow our feet to get wet. I mean, this is a limit how the local population was so considerate to us.
Okay, sir. Sir, I got your point. So, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Sir, can you hear me?
Yes, yes, we can hear you. We can hear
Okay,
you.
We can
okay,
hear,
go ahead.
we,
As you had been telling, the area where did you fight? So tell about that area a little more. Like you started fighting in uh, Jokiganj and other area. Tell me, when did you start and when did you finish? Where did you finish?
well, the thing after capture of six Rajput, when they suffered a lot of casualties, I was asked to advance to Sylhet along the road. So I told them, I said, stop this, the local population and especially the men who were helping me. They told me that don't go straight and walk, you will suffer a lot of casualties. This area is defended heavily by the Pakistanis on route, and there is high ground on both sides, and the road will pass through that high ground, and you will suffer casualties if it wants. They said, I said, that was the answer. They said, you bypass it. We'll take you in such a way that you will not across any Pakistan soldier, and we'll get behind them. So they provide the necessary guides, and they provided 50 men to carry our ammunition, and they led us cross country, and we got behind the enemy and we trapped them, and they surrendered. All 90 people had to finally surrender to us Pakistanis.
Okay, sir, excellent. Sir, I want to know a little bit about the formation of Bangladeshi Muktijiddo, freedom fighters like sector commander was General Mir Shokot Ali of Sector 5. Or
Yeah.
you found sector commanders Shokot Ali or Chior Rahman?
No, I don't remember shortly, but certainly Ziaur Rahman was with us right throughout. From when we started the war, he was with me. As a matter of first time I was introduced, and he asked me, he says, Colonel, do you mean business? I said, very much. Once we get our orders, we'll certainly clear the things. He said, tell me how long will you take to clear and create Bangladesh? I said, a fortnight or never. So he was quite surprised. He said, why never? I said, within fortnight, the UN may interfere and intervene, and they cannot send anybody. It will take them at least a fortnight before they can react in Bangladesh. So if we capture by then and clear the Pakistanis, then they will not be able to free and could be free. And exactly after 14 days, when the final surrender took place, he rang me up on Ziaur Rahman and said, fantastic assessment. Exactly after 14 days, the Pakistan army surrendered to us. And we had a surrender of 3 brigaders and 10,000 troops in Sylhet proper.
Okay, sir. By this time, let me read some comments from our audience. Is you fought in which area? You answered in Sylhet Jokiganj area. Which state you're from? Did you visit Bangladesh? Which state you're from, sir? In India? Which corps? And also which state?
I'm from Haryana. I'm from Haryana.
Haryana. Okay. So
Yeah.
you're from which corps of army? Mountain division. Which corps? Not division.
I'm from the Brigade of Guards, Infantry. Brigade
Infantry
of
corps,
Guards,
right, sir?
the senior-most regiment in the infantry. Infantry has
Yeah.
about 20 type of regiments, Mahar Regiment and Punjab Regiment and Marathas and Guards and the Grenadiers. There's so many regiments. In each regiment having about 20 battalions or
Yeah.
so. So our regiment was the senior-most regiment in the infantry Brigade of Guards. I belong to that regiment, which is the senior-most regiment of the Indian Army.
Great, sir. Great, great. Just honor, just respect. It's a pleasure to talk to you. So wonderful, wonderful, sir. Sir, beside those comments, let me also share my queries to you. Like you entered 15 days, and Indian Army also airdropped. Air operation was very expensive. Exhaustive there. Do you know anything about air operation, or I should show you the clip first, and then you discuss? Let me show you the clip first.
Okay.
The Indian government takes the decision to help the Mukti Bahini, East Pakistan's rebel force. It is led by Commander-in-Chief General M.A.G. Osmani. Chief of the Army Staff Sam Manekshaw places Major General J.F.R. Jacob, Chief of Staff of the Indian Army's Eastern Command, in direct charge of the operation of training the Mukti Bahini. The first task is to start organizing camps in the border areas. 8,000 trainees are to be expanded to 20,000. They planned for a training period of 3 months for the rank and file and an additional 2 months for junior leaders. Meanwhile, India reached out to Israel in what was the first diplomatic cooperation exercise between the two countries. Israel secretly provided India with military supplies and arms and funneled aid to the Mukti Bahini. The Mukti Bahini had been fighting bitterly on the ground in East Pakistan and by this time had managed to completely demoralize the West Pakistani soldiers. They ambushed the Pakistanis relentlessly, eroding their will to fight and creating a hostile environment, confining soldiers to their fortified camps.
Okay, sir, we finished the clip. So now tell me, sir, about the whole theater of operation of you and Indian Army, how they started and how they just achieved success within 15 days.
Well, you see, the Indian Army was all waiting for a long time along the borders everywhere, and they wanted that unless Pakistan creates some problems, so the Pakistani at that time had number of problems, created a number of problems, and then we got the orders of we are the first to capture Zakiganj, which was very important because the 4 Corps was being its move was being affected by them, and then we went up right. We captured Kapna Pahad, Ratna Tea Estate, and then we went and captured South Sylhet. When we reached South Sylhet, they blew up the bridge. We could cross over. Luckily, that was a good thing for us. I think one major operation in this was somehow the Corps commander thought that he could just land a battalion by helicopters in Sylhet and there'll be no need to fight. He was mistaken. The battalion Gurkhas 45GR was flown in helicopters, and the only one battalion heliborne operation in the war was with us. One of our battalions, 45GR, was the CO said we are very strength is less and we need more. So I had to provide him one company from my battalion to reinforce his strength, and then the whole lot were heli lifted and landed in Sylhet. But once they landed, they came to know that the Sylhet had 10,000 troops and 2 brigades there. So they were then confined only to a hill. They occupied a hill, and from there they kept engaging and did not let the Pakistan army close up. But they could not capture Sylhet. Sylhet was finally captured by us. We captured South Sylhet, and then they blew up the bridge. And finally, 3 Pakistani officers with white flags, they came and I was occupying that area, and they wanted permission to come and negotiate peace and surrender. So those photo is also in my photo where the 3 officers came in a boat with white flag, lest we open fire on them. They came and then they carried out finally the surrender ceremony took place at Sylhet railway station as far as when 3 Pakistani brigadiers and our brigade commander was there, and the 3 commanding officers who fought, they were there during the surrender that took place at Sylhet railway station.
Okay, sir. I think this is the picture of 13th Punjab. And then this is the picture. I think this is the picture where this 8 Mountain Division, and this is the planning.
These are all the
officers. Why they surrendered? I think this is the picture they surrendered. This is the picture, I think. Sir, this is the historical picture. Yeah, you are sitting in the middle, yeah?
This was at Sylhet proper when the surrender took place. 13th Punjab was fighting against us. The surrender took place, and the CO was very grateful. He said, "I'm very really pleased to your troops have handled us very well. They've not removed our watches or taken anything from us. And they have treated us very well after surrender. Otherwise, the people are there always looting the people, taking away their watches, taking away their items and all that. But in your case, your troops were very good and very helpful." And he had presented me a replica of a gun in Lahore, which is of the
Okay.
crossing of that gun replica was presented to me as a gift from this battalion for surrender and for teaching them well after surrender.
Sir, 1 second. Here you are sitting in the middle, and at the right is Pakistani CO is sitting, Punjab Battalion. Am I correct?
You are in the middle.
Right, Pakistani CEO का है इसमें.
Yeah,
He's in the middle. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm in the center.
That's it. Yeah, you are the center at the right, Pakistani. You were CO of 9 Guard, and he was CO Punjab Battalion. I understood.
I was CO
So
9 guard and I was leading
yeah,
the assault, and I
yeah,
was the first to reach Sylhet. And I had
yes.
provided a company which was airlifted in helicopters and was inside Sylhet, occupying a hill from where Pakistan could not attack and capture them. So they held on there till I reached and captured
So
South
your
Sylhet.
picture is
And
now getting little blurred. Is there any challenge with the camera? Your picture is little blurred.
Picture is getting little blurred.
Yeah.
is it okay now?
Is it better?
It is better. Yeah.
We can see very clearly, Major Joe.
Okay. Okay. I think this is now better, sir. This is now better. Okay, sir. As you had been telling, go ahead. What you were telling. You entered first, and some heli lifting was also done, and surrender took place on 14th under a Lieutenant Colonel Punjab Battalion. You had been commanding that 9 Guard. So what was next? When did you leave from Sylhet?
We stayed for a few days, and this surrender took place, and all the weapons which surrendered by 10,000 troops were placed in airport at the where the aircraft or part was emptied, and those were full of weapons. I mean, I think it was a big dump. Whether we could count, there's so many weapons surrendered by Pakistan. I have a photograph of this weapons surrendered at Sylhet at Sylhet Airport. Sylhet Airport was full of weapons which were captured from Pakistan. As a matter of fact, a lot of local population which was favorable to them, they also threw their weapon lest the army may also arrest them. So as you went along on the road, there were weapons lying all along the road, and there were weapons lying in the ponds because out of fear, the local population, which was favorable, 190% population was not favorable. They were very favorable, very helpful, and I must say one thing: the success of the Indian Army, we owe it to the loyalty, to the keenness, to the of the local population who were very helpful, gave all the information every time, and rendered all possible help, which really, that's why the capture and the surrender took place within 14 days. It was 90,000 prisoners who surrendered. So it was not a joke, but it was the high spirits of the army, backed by the local population in a big way.
Sir, great, sir. Great to learn all this from you, sir. Some other comments I am reading, like Division 4 in Bangladesh. How many divisions? And do you know any military officer in Bangladesh? You said, your military career, and how many soldiers from India died in liberation war of Bangladesh? So start with, how many soldiers died in India, from India?
Total, I wouldn't remember now, but from my platoon, I lost about 30 men. In 4 battles we fought, 30 men were lost. There was one officer, major, who was with me, accompanying me. He was shot up, so he died in Battle of Zakigan. the only officer who was killed. And I lost one second Lieutenant Sarohi, who was, airdropped and along with the Gurkha battalion. I had to provide them a company to reinforce their strength. So he had gone with them. So as he stood after landing from the helicopter, the shelling came in a big way, and he was blown to bits. This officer. The only casualty in my battalion was this officer who went with Gurkhas and Sylhet and died because of a very strong shelling from Pakistan, where a bomb came and blew up next to him, and he was blown into four pieces.
Okay,
He was a
sir.
young
That's
officer,
it. Okay,
but
sir.
I
And
had the
also,
minimum casualties. Some of our troops suffered quite heavy casualties. Gurkhas suffered very heavy casualties. They had about 12 officers and about 150 men killed and wounded. And Rajputs also lost 7 officers and about 70 men. It's only my battalion that I lost one officer. That also violent the Gurkhas, though I fought maximum number of battles. I fought more battles as compared to 2 battles the other battalions fought. But I was very successful. And primarily, I will help that the help was great. Local help was great, which facilitated the victories.
sir, great. Sir, as we study in army for a long time, yeah, sacrifice of Indian army, Indian man in uniform is really a big history for us, big lesson for us. Sir, what's about your? Tell me now something about your military career. You joined in Bangladesh Liberation War as a lieutenant colonel. After that, where all you served and then retired.
postings and
Military career.
Well, I after that, as a battalion commander, I went to headquarters of Western Command, Shimla, where I went training in charge, given training of the Western Command. Western Command was facing West Pakistan, so I was there in that. Then I was also president of a selection board, where we select officers from they apply, they qualify in their written test, and then they appear before the selection board for selection as officers. So I was there for 2 years to carrying out the selection board. That's how it was. Ultimately, I commanded a brigade, Noshara Brigade in J&K, and I was, you see, today I find it continues the Indian Army on the defensive. You see, the Pakistanis first opened fire, and they say we gave them very effective reply. I was very much against this. If they hit me at one place, I hit them at 2 places. That's the
Yeah,
language they understand. But this,
yeah,
every time they keep saying that we gave effective reply, well, they're not standing there to receive your reply. After they fire, they select the
yeah,
time and space of hitting you, and after hitting
yeah,
you, they disappear.
yeah.
If you open fire, they will not be there to receive or suffer the casualties, but they are not
Sir,
there. So this
yeah,
is the one mistake which is there. It continues to be so in the Indian Army of being defensive.
yeah.
Pakistan is always offensive, and a person
Mm,
who's offensive will always select time and place, and he will hit you hard. When
mm,
you reply, well, they will not be there to receive your reply. But what I used to do is they hit me at one place, I hit them at 2 places. Because the whole
correct.
places were known. There were 90 packets of Pakistani facing us in Noshara Brigade. It was spread over 90 kilometers. I guarded it for 3 years, and I never lost a single man there during this period. And I killed so many Pakistanis because I was offensive. If they hit me once, I hit them twice at 2 different places.
Great,
So that's what the
great.
policy that I followed, and I was very successful right through.
Sir, it is great to listen from your mouth. You are very young in memory. You talk so, I mean, your memory is so young that you are telling exactly the name of your every, colleagues, name of regiment, corps, and also about tactics of you, what you followed.
Yes,
That speaks that you are really still young in your memory. Sir, wonderful,
I
wonderful, sir. So I
I would
go
say,
ahead, sir.
battles I fought, 4 battles. I suffered minimum casualties, and I was very generous with Pakistanis. Those who surrendered. I mean, I remember a lieutenant who was captured and he was wounded. So he came, he lay prostrate in front from me and put his hands up. He said, Hazur Jan Bakshi, Hazur Jan Bakshi ho jaye. Hazur Marnani. I said, get up. You are a bloody officer, behave like an officer. I made him sit on a chair. I called the doctor, give him first aid, and gave him a cup of tea. He started abusing Pakistan. The Pakistan had told us the Indians are very bad. But I know, we are all brothers, we are all human beings, we are not part of one country. Today, when you can't fight, you are wounded, the bravery does not lie in killing you. You are like a brother officer. I treated him so well. He was so pleased, and he abused in a big way Pakistan army. They others found this army bad. You very jealous. Then I said, no, we are human beings. Basically, we are human beings. When we come to duty, we are soldiers.
So, okay. So, how many times you visited in Bangladesh? Recently, I saw your pictures, some of the pictures, very recent visits as a head of delegation of Freedom War veteran.
Twice,
How many times?
twice Bangladesh invited us. We went there and we went around places. They took us to these places where we fought. We also saw the bridge which was blown then and also later on. At the moment, the Bangladesh High Commissioner is from Sylhet. So he was very happy when he learned that I was the one who captured Sylhet. And he remembered the bridge that was blown by Pakistanis. They were so.
Okay, I'm getting you
There is
distorted.
the commander, the Bangladesh High Commissioner, who was the memorial Calcutta. And the army colonel said, I'm not there, I did the war, you fought. So he said, I will make you lay the rest. It was a great honor that the army commander conducted a retired brigadier, and he said, you lay the reed first, make me lay reed, and then the reed, then the Bangladesh minister attending the function, he laid the reed. It was a great honor that was done to me.
Okay, sir. Yeah, I see you are in the front. That time, what was the year? What was the year that you were here? Yeah, you lost our connection. Yeah. I see you're there, but then your connection was gone. Yeah, I can see you now, sir. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
we belong to a very, yeah.
Sir, can you hear me now?
Can you hear that? Yeah,
Yeah.
please
Oh.
go ahead, Namaji.
Okay. At times you are getting distracted, so if you can come closer to your microphone, that will make the sound little clear, I think.
Okay.
Okay.
Is it better
Okay.
now?
Okay. Yeah, now it's better.
I can hear you fine. I can see you fine.
Yes, sir. Now you're clear, sir. I can also see you, sir. As you're telling, last which was the year you visited Bangladesh? That is the picture. Maybe 5 to 6 years back. How many? What was the year that you
Yeah.
last time visited?
In this picture, the army commander in the center, I am on the left, and on the right is the Bangladesh High Commissioner, and to lay the reed, the army commander led me. I am on the left, army commander in the center, and on the right is the Bangladesh
Minister. Minister,
political
some
leader
minister, yeah.
who attended.
Yeah, some
who did the
he was
reed
minister
laying.
for, yeah. He was a minister, and in the middle
Every
was
year they have the function for 3 days.
General. Okay, in the middle was our General Iqbal Kurimpuya, Chief of Army Staff, and then right you were
Acha.
there. So Brigadier
He was,
Raghubir Singh.
he was General Parveen Bakshi. You are the army commander.
2015.
Is
About
it
3
your?
4 5 years back.
Okay, I got it. It's from Indian Army, not from Bangladesh Army. Yeah, it looks like
Yeah,
similar
yeah,
to
yeah.
our General Iqbal
On the
Kurimpuya, who was the
Bangladesh
chief.
is on the extreme right is the from Bangladesh in a red scarf,
He's the,
and the
yeah,
center
he's
is
the
General
minister.
Bakshi, the army commander, and I am on the right. I am on the extreme left.
Now I am clear. So now I am clear. This picture speaks
Out of
clearly.
about 200 officers, he asked me, come with me. And he led me to the memorial and made me lay wreath first, the greatest honor that I could do in a gathering of 200 officers who were come for the function. I was the first one to be led by the army commander himself and made me lay read first. This was the greatest honor of my life.
sir. So why are you commissioned and when did you leave army?
1953, I was commissioned.
Great, sir. And
And
leave left.
I served all over Nagaland. I served on China border. I served in Indochina in International Control Commission in the Cambodia and then in Laos, North Vietnam, South Vietnam. From where I got a opportunity to go to Hong Kong, to Manila, and to Saigon, and I went to uh, Singapore. I was a young captain with 3 years service, and I traveled all over Southeast Asia at that time. It was a great honor because at that time the French had the planes going for service to Singapore and Hong Kong, and they used to take us free of cost, and we used to go and stay in Hong Kong and Singapore. We did carry out a lot of shopping and then come back in the same plane. We never paid a penny as the rent for traveling to Singapore and Hong Kong. It was all free.
Okay, sir, that's great. Sir, can you hear me now?
Yeah, very much.
Okay, so tell us something, sir. Like you are a senior officer. Like you are almost, I understand, as I understand, aging near 90, but your memory is so sharp. You look also not so aged, and
I'm
you
running
talk
my
also.
92. I'm running my 92nd year.
You do not look like that, and you talk like a young military general, sir.
Well, the spirit is there.
Yes, sir. It is the
Fighting spirit
spirit
is
and
there.
your yes, it is your spirit and trust and your confidence and your words and memory. You're talking like a young military general. So I'm so honored, so
I,
delighted to have you. So what is your advice for the young officer of Indian Army and military officer of Bangladesh Army? You have seen the ages, last 50 years, the birth of this nation called Bangladesh, sitting from India, fighting here. After that, you had been in India. So what the advice you leave for us?
I tell you one thing that during war, the Bangladesh army was very scared of Pakistan army. They did not want to face them because they had treated them so badly, and they had sort of, they were very badly treated. So when I must say that I visited Bangladesh after it became Bangladesh. 15 years they had invited me. I had gone to Dhaka and I saw a distinct improvement in the state of discipline, in the way the men were strong and confident. They looked confident and they looked happy. During war, they looked very shaky. They could not face the army, the Pakistan army. They were scared. But now I find it is totally different. They looked really full of josh, and they looked full of confidence. And I was very happy to see the spirit in the Bangladesh army now, after 15 years after independence or 20 years after independence.
Great, sir. So, what do you think, sir? As your memory speaks very sharp, what do you think the India is running now? Like uh, earlier, we used to see India in Kashmir war, but recently in Ladakh. What is your opinion about Ladakh? What should have been done? Hello, can you hear me, sir? Hello, can you hear me, sir? Hello, you are distorted or connection is lost. Hello, hello, hello. Hello. Can you hear me? Hello. So I think we have lost the connection. Thank you very much. The audience, you had been with us. We had been talking with a Indian Brigadier General Raghubir Raghubir Singh. He was a war veteran in Sylhet Sector, Sector 5. He fought the war alongside Major Misha Kotali, Major Jiaur Rahman, Major Abdus Salam, with so many fighters, freedom fighters of us. He I mean, could recognize our freedom fighters. They were main strength of the general mass. They supported Indian Army and Bangladesh freedom fighters. That's how the independence of Bangladesh came. So thank you very much once again. We will try to get such war veteran war heroes of Bangladesh Liberation War from India and also from Bangladesh gradually. We have covered 2 sectors. Maybe in future we'll cover other sectors. Thank you very much for remaining with us, watching this episode. Thank you. Good night.